I've been grinding for hours. Yet 6 hours in, I'm still there. I'm still determined to continue to play. To continue to learn how to make all these different builds. How to make the 90s in Fortnite. I've decided to sit for the entire day and practice this game. And the following day, I'm gonna wake up and I'm gonna do the same thing again. What caused me to just take an entire weekend and just play Fortnite as much as I could to practice? Because there wasn't really that much playing. So, I don't know if you played Fortnite, but they had this playground mode. I don't know if they still have that. You go into the game and you can do whatever you want. So I got in there and my only objective was to practice something called 90. So it's something you build in Fortnite it's a very effective method. And my goal was to go in and just grind this as hard as I could to really learn this. And the whole reason for this was that the day before I'd been playing with some friends and they had called me the worst player they've ever seen. And I was pretty bad. Because in the game you're gonna run around trying to shoot people, get eliminations. I didn't have any. I was really struggling I was really bad at the game. And my friends told me, hey, you should quit this game. You suck at it. You're the absolute bottom of the barrel player in this game. And that really got to me. So I thought that, hey, I'm gonna show you guys that I am not the worst player in the game. In fact, I'm gonna become better than you. Of course, I didn't tell them about that, but in my head, a plan had started to form. I was gonna wake up and take the weekends and just grind this game as hard as I could, because we obviously had to go to school Monday to Friday. But on the weekends I had time, so then I could just sit there. It was worth it. Like I didn't enjoy grinding this game, and in reality, it was actually very few times when I actually really had fun in the game as a whole. But it was worth it to me to sit for hours and hours and just take some breaks, go and eat with my family, perhaps say some words, go to the bathroom, come back and sit down again. It was absolutely worth it, because my pride was on the line, my honor. I couldn't let those people tell me that I was the worst player they had ever seen. So I sat down for hours and I thought I was doing the right thing. Yeah, this isn't fun, but it's gonna be worth it. But then the next day when I sat down and I had come about halfway through the day, I realized something. This isn't worth doing. I'm sitting here, I'm wasting my weekend. And by the way, I had stuff to do on the weekend. I had some school stuff to do, assignments to send in. That I was sitting there and just wasting that time. And I realized that. Because my parents, my sister, they were like, you're gonna play all day long? Like, what is gonna become of you? And I just rejected their idea that they didn't understand what I was talking about. This was life or death in my head. I couldn't return to the guys and be the worst player. Had to come back there and be actually good at the game. But then and there, on that Sunday, it got to me that this is just wrong. So I didn't. And we played again, and they continued to tell me that I was a bad player, and that was that. And I kind of got reconnected to this. I got reminded of this when I read some comments online from people that tell me, or just post online, how they get motivated. And they write that, wanting to prove someone wrong is the best way to motivate yourself, because you can do some crazy stuff. And it is true, because just look at my example. I was gonna play Fortnite every weekend from morning to evening, just to prove someone wrong, just to get back in the game and be able to tell them, hey, look at this, I can actually do some 90s now, I can actually get some eliminations. Look at me, I'm not the worst player. But actually imagine that from their perspective. You're sitting there and you've been just half joking with this guy that comes into you and he tells you that, hey, look at me, I'm gonna prove you wrong. You're just gonna laugh at him. You weren't taking it seriously to begin with. And you're just gonna say, hey, you did all of that just to impress us, just to tell us that we were wrong. Like, we don't care about this even. And that's the thing. We want to prove people wrong, but what we often end up doing, just going out our way or leaving our own path, what we really find important and fun and enjoyable to do, just to put ourselves to someone else's path, to pursue something that we don't even like, just for that one moment when we can go back to them and tell them, hey, look, what you said was wrong. Because yeah, they don't really care. They don't. In fact, if you come back there and you tell them, hey, look, I proved you wrong, they will see that really got to you. That their words made you go out on this journey where you just was so focused on proving them wrong that you let go of everything that you had in your life. Everything that you found purposeful in life. And I realize this again now, because even at this stage, I'm still like, hey, I get some comments sometimes like, this is wrong, you can't do this, and I get this urge to prove people wrong. That, hey, show them that this is what I can do. But what that often does is just putting you on the wrong path. Just takes your dreams and just shoots them away. They disappear. You have to play your own game. Because when you go and pursue something just to prove someone wrong, you play someone else's game. And that means you play by their rules. And if you play by their rules, you don't have control. They can essentially determine whether you win or lose. Because you can do everything in your power to prove them wrong. It's still their rules. You can come back to them, tell them, hey, look, I'm gonna prove you wrong now. But they are completely in control of the game. We're just trying so hard to play someone else's game here. We forget about our own. And the actual good way that I've found to prove people wrong, if that's what you're after, because I am after that too, is just to go on your own path, do your own thing, and become so good at it that other people will look at you and the path you have taken and wonder, should I do what he's doing? You can't be the one that joins other people's games and play by their rules. You should be the one that inspires others to jump onto your game. Things like that. Fortnite, wanting to become good at the game. It's never really worth it. You do everything to just get that one moment. You do everything for that one chance of telling them, I said I was gonna prove you wrong. You do everything for that one moment. That may not even play out in your favor. Because it may sound nice in your head when you play out all these imaginary scenarios of you storming into, I don't know, your office or your school and tell them, hey, look at me, look what I've done. And everyone's just gonna laugh. that you get so obsessed over this thing. And what you're gonna realize, and what I've realized when I've tried to prove people wrong, is that even if you manage to prove them wrong, it's gonna be pretty anticlimactic. You're just gonna wonder, like, was this it? Did I fight? Did I grind? Did I take all my free time that I had and put it on this one thing, and it doesn't even feel good now? Because that's often the thing. We're not doing our own thing, so we won't get our own sense of happiness or fulfillment from it. So I can tell you, like, I'm not a gamer in general right now. I don't play any games. But I'm never gonna play Fortnite, grind Fortnite for hours upon hours of my days just to prove someone wrong. In fact, I'm never gonna do anything to prove people wrong other than play my own game and doing it as good as I possibly can. And that's what we're doing here. And with that, I'm leaving you.